Hey guys, gals, and MBs, kind of a vlog video today. So guess what? I did actually end up getting a Take 5 again. So yep, it's here, and I will go ahead and order a TO5 and get that pre-ordered since they're out of stock at Sweetwater right now, but they should be coming soon. And yeah, I guess the TO5 and the Take 5 were just too irresistible. I shouldn't have sold them ever. They're just the synths that I think are literally the best synths on the market. I mean, personally, I think they are the best two synths on the market. Yes, they're not the cheapest synths, and yes, they're not the most expensive synths, but for the kind of music I do, they are the best. I wish they were all in one, where you had this difference between the filters, where you can swap in a SEM filter or a the Prophet style filter, kind of like the Pro 3 or whatever. But, you know, they're not going to do that. That would kind of defeat the purpose of selling two synths at around that price point. So I see where they're going with that. But yeah, I Take 5, and I got as you saw there, I have now a Scarlett 4i4. I am coming from a Motu M2 interface, which I really like, but I need the extra inputs. I need a microphone input and stereo inputs for the synth. And I will be making videos on the MPC Key 37. So yeah, I kept that synth. That's the one I really liked. I guess it's kind of an arranger keyboard thing, beatbox, all in one. You know what it is, but yeah. So that said, I really did miss the TO5 and the Take 5, and seeing that I've ordered them, you can that's just like proof how much I thought they were good synths. So I did go ahead and take people's advice, and I bought a liquid stand. Let me get it over here. Oh, it's not showing up here. Ended up getting one of these. This is the stand I ended up getting. I actually got it on sale. I think it was like $96 or something like that on Amazon during Black Friday. And people recommended liquid stands, and yeah, so it'll work for my setup. It'll hold the Key 37 and the both the TO5 and the Take 5, not together, but like separately. I mean, I guess if I got a tabletop for it, because it has like this cool like thing where you can get a metal tabletop for it, which I'm thinking about doing, then you could potentially hold both of those, but I would have to figure out the filming situation. Part of the reason I got away from hardware is the complicated filming situation, but if I have a table like that, I can use a top-down webcam like one of the Elgato Stream Cams, which are actually pretty decent quality for top-down views, to make these videos a little easier for me to make like tutorial videos. And that's what I'll be doing. I'll be doing more Take 5, TO5, and Key 37, MPC Key 37 tutorial videos. They do very well. I see why they do very well. It gets people into synthesis that are not normally into it. Gets them excited about it. I think they are competitive in the price point. I mean, yeah, they're kind of expensive, but I really think at this point they're the only two synths on the market really worth it hardware-wise, at least under like $3,000. I mean, I would love something like a Poly Brute 12 or something like that. But one, that's astronomically expensive. And two, I do not have the space for something like a Poly Brute 12. That thing is massive. So it's not happening. But yeah, so, and the reason I really bring up, I think that the Take 5 and the TO5 are the best like synths on the market right now, bar none, no matter what price point. I mean, you can disagree with that, and people will. They are analog. They have a mod matrix, and like, so if you get a vintage like a Prophet 10 reissue, you're not going to have a cool mod matrix. Yeah, it's going to sound cool, but you won't have a mod matrix, which really adds to the sound design capability. Not only do I make music, but I like to do patch design. It's one of my favorite things, and I like to share how to do patch design. It's actually what got my channel fairly popular, was sharing my patch design videos. I'll be making more of those, so that'll be fun. That said, with the whole thing with saying no to hardware in the first place, I am definitely saying no to guitar pedals. I've been so thrilled with the effects that are built into Logic, for example, and the Arteria collection, and the ones that are available for free, and even paid plugins are just so much better than the guitar pedals I've been using. For example, Supermassive by Valhalla is one of the best reverbs I've ever heard, period. And I've had tons of guitar pedals. If you go back through my videos, I've had rack units. I think it just sounds better than anything for ambient. I've not found something that really just kills that. And it's free. That's the crazy part. And since I'm going to be using my VTuber anyway, I'll have to use my computer. So I can add effects, obviously, to my audio chain, and it'll be easy to do. And I plan on using Logic instead of a DAWless setup. I think for me, DAWless was a really stupid idea because it really locked my creativity out, because it was just so hard to get what I wanted. Yeah, I started using multi-track recorders like in my late teens, so it's not like I'm new to them, but they're just so clunky, and then you have to do the mix down. It takes time. Well, even modern like multi-track recorders, the mix down is usually in real time, which is insane. So you have to do the whole song again afterwards to do the final mix down. Something like Logic, I can bounce my track in like 5-10 seconds because of the new M4 Pro and things like that. They're just so powerful. So I am definitely never going to a DAWless setup. I mean, if you want to do a DAWless setup and use the caveat, hey, I sit in front of a computer screen all day, I don't want to do that. I see that, but I used to think that too. But here's the thing. I use Linux and Windows at work. So when I come home, I specifically use a Mac, so I don't have to be in the same headspace that I'm like using a Windows PC or Linux at work. So it's kind of nice in that respect. If it's just a thought, but if you want to do DAWless, you basically. I'm not going to ever go back, especially with all the effects like the Arteria FX collection and things like that. I might look at some other effects that are kind of just really interesting to me. I should get the Black Hole plugin again because I really like that, and you can always get it cheap. So that'll be something fun to do. But okay, rambling aside, I'm getting back into at least 3 pieces of hardware. Those are the only hardware that I'm really into. MPC Key 37, obviously I kept, but the TO5 and the Take 5 are just so unique and good sounding. I will never buy another digital synth at this point. I think they are a waste of money for me personally, since I would rather use a DAW than all the limitations and of just a digital synth. Well, I say that and I have an MPC Key 37, but I think that's a little unique because it has a plug-in structure and things like that, and it kind of works like a DAW in a box. So I guess arrangers are still cool to me, but something like, I've always said the Hydra synth is a very good synth, and I believe it is a good synth for the price. Now, and then the Peak is obviously a pretty good synth too, but I'm not like lusting after getting one again. I just don't want it anymore. After hearing some of the Arteria like VSTs, I don't need something like that anymore. They sound fantastic. And Pigments, oh my god, Pigments, that is just turned me off of ever wanting a hardware wavetable synth. Yeah, the Peak is a little unique in that it uses real analog filters, but they don't really add that much to it. If it was a SEM filter, though, that would be a different story. If those are a SEM filter, yes, I like the filters on the Peak, but they're nothing like a SEM filter. If that was a SEM filter, or potentially no, it'd have to be a SEM filter, in my opinion, to make it really unique for me to want something like the Peak ever again. But yeah, that said, rambling aside, I'll just use Pigments when I want to reach for a digital synth, and it's just fantastic. So, and if I want to reach for real analog synths, I'll do that with the Take 5 and the TO5. And yeah, maybe I'll add another analog synth in the future, but I don't think so. Though that, what is it? The new Dreadbox synth does look really cool. The 6 voice, 2 oscillator per voice one. I forgot what it's called. It looks pretty cool. I will say that. All right. Anyway, sorry for my rambling, and I want to add one more thing. I ended up getting another set. Let me close this out. Whoops. I got another set of the twins. I got new twins. They're the Kagamine twins. I got Rin and Len here. They're the Symphonic or the Symphony 2022 versions. They just look super cute, and I had to have them. So yeah, something to add to my music making collection. They'll make the music way better. All right. Anyway, thanks for watching, and look forward to Take 5, TO5, and MPC 37 content along with DAW content. So, all right, bye.